She said, "Oh, hey Dave."
Hey, Chris.
As Britney Spears once said, "Oops, we did it again."
Yes. We haven't done that in a while.
We haven't. But
So here's the deal. This little clicker that I got from, I'm sure it was a Temu order. It works most of the time.
still waiting on my inflatable house to come from
Right.
Temu.
It works most of the time. What had happened was we did a whole entire episode.
A good episode.
It was pretty good. We're going to try to recreate that because we heard the beep, but that was actually turning it off. So we actually have video of us not being here and going upstairs
A
again.
little behind the scenes look there that nobody was expecting.
Of an empty desk, but I probably won't do anything with that. So what is today's episode going to be about again?
All right, so we're doing the intro again, right?
Well, this is the intro.
We got to explain the attire and everything
Right.
again. So I've already sat for an hour in this hat and this scarf. I am hot.
Yep.
Even though it's winter.
All right, happy 2026.
Happy 2026 again.
First episode of the year.
Man, we're starting off great. We felt like today's episode originally started with me saying, hey, let's talk about sledding. And, good time of year. Maybe by the time this episode airs here in Middle Tennessee, we will have
Maybe
had
we
some
will
snow.
have gotten some snow.
Look, cold front came in today as we get into the middle of December here. But, so I dressed accordingly. You dressed accordingly. We kind of matched up.
Platted
a little
up.
bit. So we're
going to talk about winter sports. In general, our experience with different
our like and dislike
with winter activities.
Yes, because unfortunately for some, winter comes every year.
And sticks around.
It does. Not my favorite. I'm going to start the episode off with that, or the intro here with that. But no, I think in our practice run,
is that what we call it?
We had a
Rehearsal?
couple good things. So let's get into it, man.
All right.
Let's talk about winter sports.
Yeah, let's hit the intro and we'll get to winter sports. Here we go.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Chris.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that on purpose, but sometimes I do.
The stuff that he talks about while that intro is playing is just sometimes. I should probably record that.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Not till we start that after hours episode.
All right, winter sports.
Yes.
Starting off with sledding.
That was a big deal as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't. I think I said this. I said this in the previous unrecorded episode. As a kid, I didn't feel like we had a lot of opportunities to do it. So when the opportunity came along, sledding was a big deal.
Sledding was a big deal, and we always had those old, with the wooden slats, with the red metal, and the steering stick kind of thing.
Did you have a new one at one point in time?
No.
Same. I don't
know where mine came from.
I don't either.
Or where it has gone.
That's fair. I don't know where it went. Why?
And we talked about before. What happened to it during the summer?
Because I
never came across
Never saw it
during
in
the
summertime.
summer.
Not in any of the storage spots we had. I don't know where they went. But when we did get snow in Middle Tennessee, and it was like, oh, you can break it out. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But you had a dad that grew up north.
I had a dad from New Jersey, grew up in New Jersey. Only lived there till he was 17, and then he...
I mean, that's growing up.
Joined the Navy, yeah. But, so, my dad, on one snow occasion, as I'm going out to get the sled, I'm getting all geared up in the makeshift gear that we had that we talked extensively about. We never had proper clothing for the winter. It was, usually a pair of long johns.
Yep.
And then maybe some jeans.
Those white waffle long johns.
And maybe some jeans. I had one pair of wool socks. But I remember wearing like a couple of pairs of tube socks, that came up to my knees. And I don't know that I had snow boots, but I might have had some rain boots or something that I put on.
I don't remember.
Most time it was tennis shoes.
I was gonna say I don't remember having anything but tennis shoes,
and maybe like a heavy jacket, but it wasn't like a winter coat. And a hat.
Totally unprepared.
Yeah, but so we did the best we could.
And the hat. I do remember the hats.
Yeah,
it was all that stuff was usually like a Christmas gift, right?
Yeah,
Somebody
had one of those face masks, that had the.
Yeah,
I forget who.
I always
thought
that was. That's that's an upgrade.
Is that dude Tim?
I think so.
Yeah,
they really do.
I didn't like him.
I've
mentioned him before. I still don't like him.
It's not a good experience. I think we all had like beanies, but they all had the balls on top.
Right.
And you had to make sure, I think a lot of us would try to cut that off. If you
don't
cut
that
bad boy too close, man, then you just got a hole in the top of your hat.
Yeah. And now it's useless. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to go sledding, and my dad hands me this candle, long, skinny, white candle. He says, use this. I was like, huh? He said, wax the rails. I was like, why? He goes, it'll go faster. And I was like, okay. So I'm out there with that candle just.
That's like the sledding upgrade.
Right. And I remember going faster.
Those things would move on the road.
Yes.
They were really good on the road and snow and ice. Because it was metal. You never want to get a finger caught up under that bad boy.
No, you didn't.
Run over it, because I always thought for sure it would just slice it right off.
Probably.
But I did it a couple times. Usually, like the tip of like your glove or something would get
just
hung,
the tip,
and then it's like your hand's like behind you, and it eventually comes out. But it didn't feel good,
right?
But no serious injuries from it. Like it didn't slice anything off, but it did hurt. And probably because the sock gloves that I had come up with,
fashioned
sock mittens, whatever it is.
Yep.
Because I would take a sock and take black wire tape and just kind of basically make the thumb with tape so that you got mittens. But no, I don't recall ever having what I would consider now true winter gear, right? There was no waterproof coat, no hood. No, I don't remember having a jacket with a hood or a hoodie. I didn't have hoodies until I was an adult.
I was well into adulthood before I had a hoodie.
And so I don't know, when were they invented? It's like
that I don't know.
It's because I don't remember. I remember sweatshirts.
And there was I had sweatshirts, plenty of sweatshirts, and there was no such thing as Gore-Tex.
No, well, if there was, it wasn't here.
We didn't have it, and if we did, we sure couldn't afford it.
Mountain climber in Colorado probably had
it,
but not us. But yeah, so no, there's no. It's all makeshift. No winter gear. It's like you learn to layer. So you layer socks. You makeshift gloves if you didn't have any. And the thing is, the gloves that I had were those just cotton gloves.
Oh yeah. I think I did have. I know I had a pair of mittens one time, and I had a pair of like faux leather kind of gloves that I had.
Yeah.
But that was about it. I didn't have. And they were short. They barely came past your wrist, or might have come to the wrist.
Well, they just. I don't know. We there was no need for it. Like
right.
we didn't have a ton growing up of spare, like, hey, let's get seasonal clothes, right? It was kind of like,
well, right, we didn't have the money, we didn't have
there's a cold
closet space, we didn't.
Yeah. And I would say 80% of the year is either warm or cool. Very rarely did it get cold, and if it got hot, we just, you just wore less. It was easy.
Took our shirts off.
Yeah. So the winter stuff is not cheap either.
No, it's not.
So yeah, it wasn't until I was an adult that I really understood that, or until I had a chance to live further up north. But yeah, I think sledding, and in our neighborhood we did have a hill.
Had a hill.
I don't think that hill is as big as what I thought it was.
No, I think that they've taken some of the slope out of it.
Yeah. Just as they paved over the years or something?
As they've paved over the years, I think that they've added some more in different places.
It's probably a record of all the crap we did on that hill and injuries, and they're like, this is a hazard.
Right. Because as I go to my parents' house to do stuff that they need me to do, it's like I drive up and go, this is what we were worried about?
This is more like just a heavy grade. Not
right, but I mean, I remember the lady that we used to carpool with in elementary school, we carpooled. She got stuck trying to get up the hill. She had a rear wheel drive car, that's what everybody had. Trying to take us home from school. Like couldn't get up the hill. So I remember having to get out and walk the rest of the way home.
It felt like a significant hill, especially sledding. And we had the hill, and then we had a good runway. We may have talked about this like in the moped episode.
Yes.
Where you go down the hill, and then you had a good, healthy runway before you got to, at the end of our street is a main road.
You probably had 3 to 4 houses.
Yeah. So pretty safe. There were a couple times if you got a good run on a sled, you kind of maybe, am I getting close?
Down to like Jeffrey's house.
Yeah, but now, if you look at it as an adult, you're like, I was way
nowhere
far
near.
away. Yeah, but I don't know. That was fun. And you're right. Like, rare opportunities. I don't know if we get more snow now and colder weather, and I'm not I'm not going down the global warming weather changes. Not that rabbit hole, but it does feel like that we get more winter weather now than what we got as a kid. Or I'm just remembering, it seems like there were a number of Christmases and Thanksgivings where we were still in shorts, and it wasn't like freezing. But just like as when this episode comes out, we're in January. If it did snow, it was usually January, February.
Yeah.
You would get those. But we also did not cancel school
for the threat.
For the threat that we do now. Now it seems to be very common if, and weather forecasting maybe has gotten better, but now it's like, if you know what time it's coming, it's like, we're not going to have school tomorrow.
Right.
And so I don't know. Maybe that's the difference.
I think some of that comes from a liability standpoint because, people have tried to sue the school system because, the bus ran off the road or something like that. I'm not putting that lightly. It's just, I think that from a liability and litigation standpoint, I think that they've just kind of said, we'll just call it. So they build in enough snow, certain number of snow days, that kind of thing. But
do y'all still do tornado drills?
Yes, we have to do tornado drills, fire drills, lockdown drills. So we have lockdown and lockout. Those are different things, like shelter in place, and so different things for different situations at school.
Okay. Yeah, it's different, but I think my point is when it did snow and we had the opportunity to sled, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
That was super fun.
And then we upgraded from our hill.
I was going to say our hill on our street, good, convenient, but then as we got able to get transportation or we became drivers, we moved down to and I think
a place called Heartland.
Oh man,
that my church owned a lot of the land down there. It's a floodplain on the Stones River. There's a water treatment plant down there. The hill going down there is absolutely no joke.
It's awesome,
and it's
for a number of reasons.
It is still awesome. No joke.
When's the last time you sled that hill? Have you done it as?
I haven't done it as an adult. No,
okay.
Maybe once. Like as a 20-something, like young 20s adult.
I would heavily consider doing that now.
Now, typically the road they kept graded, salted, whatever, because the water treatment plant was down there, one of Nashville's 2 water treatment plants, and so workers had to be able to get there.
So you were in the grass. It was a grassy hill
on either side.
A concrete culvert that ran alongside the road.
Right.
And then at the bottom of the grassy hill, there was it was all grass from what I recall, but it was kind of a little divot, next to the road. And then you had the service road at the bottom of the hill. And then,
right. And it came up.
Yeah. And then on the other side of that was the floodplain. So it was kind of just open field. So unless it was a really kind of wet snow that then froze, the traditional metal rail sleds didn't necessarily work.
They didn't do as great.
There. Yeah.
So that's when we started getting the saucers and I feel like I took a trash can lid one time.
I recall that. A cardboard box.
Cardboard box was that was kind of one of the better runs, like cut a hole to hold on to it and just sit on it and just.
And if I recall right, if you go back a couple episodes to the Scars episode, I talked about skimboarding. I recall, I think that's where I shredded my skimboard. I think I broke it in half.
Oh yeah, I think
that
so.
Hill because maybe I hit the bottom because you got this really thin, really slick piece of board, and I mean I didn't
fiberglass
get,
or something?
it was fiberglass. I didn't get many runs out of that, but the couple that I got before it broke were fantastic.
And it's designed to be in something warm. So you get something that's fiberglass and something cold like that, and it gets any kind of stress, it's probably just going to go,
snap. Nope. Yeah, no, I do remember that being just shredded by the time we were done. It literally broke in half. And I think I even still tried to ride half of it because it was just so good. It's like, man, I got to do this again. But yeah, we started to see, little toboggan and like just different things that we didn't necessarily have or use on the street.
And then something new showed up. One time we were down there, somebody was on a snowboard.
Oh, the snowboard. I when you said new, I was like, yeah. Like I remember the first time I saw somebody wearing a helmet, and I was like, oh my, what kind of hill is? What's down there, man? It's like crazy. But yeah,
it's a serious hill. Even as an adult, it's a serious hill.
But that snowboarder
tried to ride the culvert pipe,
and that was like a wide world of. Can I say that? I can say that.
Now that you've broken it up, yeah.
Sports,
yes,
moment, and if you don't know what that is, you should. If you're a Gen-Xer, but Major Network, that was their sports event opening, right? The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat,
right?
And it had that,
and it was a broadcast company that was American.
That's American, yeah. We're getting really good at that.
We are.
I mean, we've done it twice, so. But that downhill skier in that opening, that wipeout.
It just wipes.
Every single time you saw it, you were just like, ooh. It's like watching an Evel Knievel jump. You knew what was coming, but you still felt it in your soul when arms and legs start bending unnaturally. But anyway, that's what I felt like that kid
that dude
did.
Bit it. He bit. I don't remember who it was, but he bit it.
I don't think, I didn't know him. I just knew.
I feel like I might have either known him or known of him.
Yeah. But I mean, that was, at the time, that was pretty bad to show up with something and everybody's like, dude, what is that? What is that? I mean, because this is the 80s and a snowboard. That's not really something.
Late 80s and a snowboard in Tennessee.
Yeah. Not really anything we'd
So it's not something that we typically saw around here.
But yeah, that was cool. Probably one of the best places I have ever gone sledding.
Yes,
is that hill. I mean,
now one other place that I've gone sledding that was really good is the hill over by Percy Priest Dam.
Oh, ooh.
They won't let you do that anymore.
What was that? Me and you?
We went over there.
I was gonna say I've done it,
and we didn't talk about this in the first time we did.
We didn't. I do remember.
I remember that now.
That's a healthy hill too. Yeah. I mean, you got to look at the size of that.
It's not as long, but it's just it's like straight down.
And now they've added like the boulders.
So you can't do that.
Yeah, that's lame.
That's the government not wanting us to have any fun.
Thanks, Corps of Engineers.
Right. Or are you the corpse of engineers?
You ever met one?
A Corps of Engineers person?
Never met one.
I don't know.
Do they exist?
They do exist. I actually have met one.
Okay.
When I did the phone book delivery.
Yeah.
That was in the 37214 zip code, and we delivered to their station. And they looked at me like I had gone into Area 51.
Interesting.
They were like, what are you doing here? I was like, just dropping off.
Book. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I have met one. My aunt used to work for them.
Oh, okay.
She was a CB in World War II. And I think that's correct. I know she served in World War II in the Army, and after the war, she joined the Corps of Engineers.
All right.
That was her career. So I take that back. I have actually met one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I remember that. And we didn't talk about that the first run of this episode. So that's cool. It's an add-in, little bonus. But yeah, that was a steep hill. Wasn't a long ride, but man.
But you got going fast.
You
reached terminal velocity quick.
You moved. Did now something I've seen pictures of, and I know it's kind of frowned upon, but did you ever get pulled on a sled by a vehicle?
I did.
I feel like that's like a Gen X thing
right.
too.
It was some type of disc, and my dad had like this long yellow rope. I guess it was kind of like a ski rope, but we didn't have boats, but he may have just had it for general purpose. But tied a little knot loop around the end. Sorry, it was a little loud. And hooked it on the trailer hitch of a truck and just through Wave Pool parking lot. We got pulled.
That's cool. We did it. We did tandem. We had two. Same thing. Tie the rope to the hitch, and it was. I know I mention a lot, but apparently he was a troublemaker. But my granddad took us over to Cedar Hill Park over there in Madison,
right? And
drove the loop of the park with two sleds and 4 or 5, kids.
Was it in that light blue truck he had?
Yeah, that old F-150.
I thought it was a GMC.
No, Ford. It's F-150.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was you taking the curves and probably 15 miles an hour, which doesn't sound fast driving, but as a kid on the back of a sled with a couple of your cousins and siblings, it seemed fast.
Right.
And you're trying to do some kind of steering, putting a hand or something out, and you'd go around a curve, you'd swing out, and one of the sleds would hit the ditch and, maybe flip and stuff. And it's like you get a couple of kids up crying, and, eventually after maybe the second or third kid.
Crying.
Yeah. It's like, are you getting the back of the truck? You keep going. But,
supposed to be having fun.
But we eventually wrapped it up. But yeah, that was fun, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And they had a hill in their neighborhood across the street from their house that as you came down that hill, and I would say it was probably a little steeper than the hill in our neighborhood.
Okay.
But the trick there is you got to the end of the hill, and then you cross their street, which was another neighborhood street, and then that just kind of lined up really well with like the neighbors' mailboxes on the other side of the street. And I remember
so you had to maneuver.
You had to maneuver, and I only remember hitting the mailbox once. So it's probably one of those things where like I learned my lesson.
Right.
And I took corrective action to avoid that happening again in the future. But I remember because my granddad not only would drive the truck, he would actually get out and sled. And I'm the oldest, so we're talking about he was probably my age now, but I remember coming down that hill at one point, and with him, and we could not get around that mailbox, and we hit it pretty square, and I remember you had 3 objects, you had him, me, and the sled, and all 3 went different directions, and like I'm the kid, so I'm kind of in the back. So I get thrown, but I kind of land in the snow and I roll, and I kind of giggle and laugh, and then I hear him laugh, but it's that fake laugh. And then I'm like, "Let's go again." He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go inside.
I'm good. I'm good."
So it's like all right, but yeah, but I didn't want to hit it again. So
right,
I made sure to adjust, but yeah, I mean that sledding. It was cool because it felt like a treat. We didn't get to do it a lot.
No, we didn't. And so when we did get to do it, we tried to take full advantage of anything that we could do to sled on. Like I said, trash can lids, and we would build. We had these galvanized metal 20-gallon trash cans.
I remember those.
And we would fill those things up with snow and make forts. Make snow forts in front yard when we got enough snow, which wasn't, I think we may have done that once, maybe twice, but made this snow fort.
It would be there for like 3 weeks.
It was really cool, to make that. That was a lot of fun.
Snowball fights. I mean,
snowball fights were.
I don't know if that's like a winter sport, but there was only so much we could do, right?
Right.
We didn't have the clothes for it. We had limited opportunities with the snow. It usually, the bulk of the snow was usually gone within a couple of days.
Right.
If you made a snowman or a fort, that would stick around.
Right, because it was thicker.
Yeah, a little bit. But
I do remember one year, and I didn't say this in the practice one, I made 5 or 6 snowballs and put them in the freezer.
I think we probably have all done that at some point. You break it out in
the summer and just peg some people.
We may have done it at the same time, but I do.
We probably talked about it and then did it.
Throwing ice rocks at people in June. It's like, why are you so surprised?
It's just ice ball.
It's a new sport, man.
Right. Dodgeball.
I know we had the opportunity to ice skate in the winter downtown.
I only did
that once, maybe twice.
I might have done it 10 or 12 times.
Yeah, it was not my thing.
I was decent enough where I could stand up and not fall. I couldn't do all the craziness. I couldn't do any spins or.
Yeah, hitting a cold hard surface just wasn't my thing.
Ice is not forgiving.
But I think the couple times I did it were probably like dates in high school where it's like,
do. That
but,
was a
I know. It's just not my thing. Maybe that's why.
Dates never went well.
But no, I didn't like it. So we didn't really have a lot of opportunity. But I know as adults, winter sport of snow skiing, you're into that. You married into that.
I married into that.
Yeah.
And my wife's family snow skis, and they're all really good at it. And I guess since I was going to be sticking around, I got kind of pulled into it. My first, let me talk about my first ski.
Yeah, you're athletic. Yeah. No brainer. You'd be good at skiing, right?
So we were engaged, and my father-in-law invited me to come on the ski trip with them to Copper Mountain, Colorado. And this is a 14,000-foot mountain. Okay, never been skiing in my life.
Had you ever been to the Rockies at that point?
No, I'd never been.
Okay. Been to Gatlinburg, been to Asheville.
Right. Now, I had been to Arizona.
Yeah.
But I hadn't been to the Rockies.
In the mountain. Okay.
Right. So it's my first time out there in Colorado. So I didn't have the gear. I bought some ski boots on eBay that were the right size. And then my father-in-law, he's just one of these people that finds deals. He found 30 pairs of skis for $50.
Dude, that doesn't even make sense.
I know. 30 pairs of skis, okay? And they just had them in this big Rubbermaid trash can out in one of the sheds. And so he said, go pick out some skis. They need to be about, he kind of told me where they needed to, how tall they needed to be. So I went and found some, got them, cool. We drove out there. We pulled a little trailer that had all of our gear in it. So we got out there, and I consider myself to be fairly athletic. I can hold my own in a lot of things. And no offense to my wife's family, but they're not the most athletic family. And so I thought, if they're this good at it, I got this. I got this. So we stayed right in the village that time. And I got to sleep on the couch because there wasn't enough bedrooms. But we stayed right in the village, and we went up that main lift there. And the first run they took me on was a blue. Now ski slopes are classified: green is beginner, blue is intermediate, and then black diamond is I guess more is difficult, and then double black diamond is considered expert only. So anyway, I'm skiing a blue for my first time, and I tell you, the end of that first day, I was hating life from just below my knee to about my rib cage on the side was just a series of bruises, like I had been punched by Mike Tyson over and over. Because as you know, I got up and I'd ski and bam, and then got up and bam, and I was just falling all the time.
You probably took that like a champ too, didn't you? Stayed calm, wasn't upset.
There may have been a time or two where I threw stuff down the mountain because I knew I had to go that way anyway.
I'll catch up with it.
Right. So, anyway, that was my first day skiing, and I think we had a 4 or 5 day pass. We were there for the whole week. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is miserable. I'd rather be at the beach. So then while we're back at the condo after dinner or something like that, and everybody's having a laugh at my expense because I can barely move. And like, oh, you remember when he ran into
I can picture all this too.
Right.
I was like,
you remember when he ran into because they had this like netting, this like safety netting where the snowmobile path was for the medics. I got too close to that because I couldn't like turn or stop, and my ski hit it, and I just got all tangled up in that. So they're having fun at my expense, which that's fine. I probably would have done the same. I Googled the skis that I had just to kind of see.
Yeah.
Come to find out, they were made by a company called K2. They were downhill slalom racing skis.
Did that speed up your learning?
No, it just sped up my speed. So instead of having like wide footprint skis for beginners, I had these narrow skis that were made for going fast. But that's what I learned on. Now, by the third day, I did go down a black diamond, so I was pretty proud of myself.
That's insane.
But I'm much better now. I have the proper gear. I've got my own skis that are, to my skill level, and so I enjoy it. I'm not going to say, "Hey, let's go skiing." Sometimes I might.
Not? I was just saying. I feel like
I enjoy it.
I feel like you got good, and then you're like, what would be even better? I should invite my friend to come on a weekend who's never skied before, and so we did because that would have been
right after your 40th.
Yeah,
birthday.
right after my 40th birthday. We did. There was a three friend couple group. We kind of all met up because I know you guys were here and we were in Florida at the time, so we met up in Knoxville and drove up to West Virginia. You taught me terms like yard sale and French fry and pizza and all kinds of stuff that made no sense at all to me.
So a yard sale, for those of you that don't know, if you're skiing down the mountain and you wipe out, which you will at some point, and all of your stuff goes all over the place, that's called a yard sale.
Yeah. I'm well versed in that now from my short period of time.
Yes.
So yeah, we went for like a 3-day weekend, and I discovered that snow skiing is not my thing.
Right.
It's cold.
It is.
Although I did have the right gear.
You did have proper gear.
You guys
and
came
one
down.
Of the pictures from the intro is us.
It is, yeah. It's in our under gear wear. Is that what that's called? I don't know what that's called.
I'm not base layer. That's what it's called.
Base layer. That's what they call long underwear these days.
Base layer.
Yeah, so we were living in Florida at the time, and you guys had come down for New Year's, and so we found what I think was the only place in Orlando, Florida that sold
secondhand ski gear.
Not just ski gear, but secondhand. So it was like, all right, this is at least a good deal. So I bought my bumblebee-looking ski suit that was black and yellow. So that made for a couple good jokes, but
you were easy to find.
I was easy to find. But yeah, I don't know, man. My feet hurt. The boots are big. I was warm except for my feet.
Yeah.
I did get down the mountain a couple times, but it just never felt comfortable, and there was a lot of falls.
Well, by later in that short trip,
there were a couple moments.
You were doing fairly well.
I never got past the point of wanting to take a swing at those 4-year-olds that would pass me up doing their spaghetti the French fry and the pizza. just
French fry, you go fast.
so
Pizza, you go slow.
easy. And you said your son does that, but
My son does the jumps.
They're so small and nimble and light.
He was 5. This was earlier this year. This was, I guess it's been about a year ago. So it was spring break of last year.
Yeah.
Spring break of 25. He's 5 and he's just.
That's so envious. No,
Doing
I was
the
waiting.
jumps.
I was just waiting for my knee to completely blow out. But I did do better than our other friend.
They gave up.
So
after
my
the
wife
first
and his wife gave up really quick. They enjoyed
Not my wife.
the
other couple.
The other couple
and his wife.
So they became fans of the lodge really quick. But he gave it an effort.
He did.
It just never, I wasn't connecting with it, but then he really wasn't connecting with it. But the 4 of us did. At one point, we went and we found the tubing track.
Y'all had fun with that.
And that was really fun, right? You got a big inner tube. You hook it to the little rope that's going up the hill. You don't even have to walk up the hill. You don't have to worry about getting on one of the ski lifts, and because that was nerve-wracking too. Not so much the getting on, but the getting off.
Getting off is...
It's like you got to get off, you got to go, you got to get out of the way. It's like,
right.
Man, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
It's like, can I just walk? But yeah, like the tubing, you get a free ride up to the top of the hill. You walk over, you get set, you slide down. That was fun. But it was less painful because I didn't fall. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good weekend. I enjoyed it. Not at the top of my list to want to do again. I did for a minute think, well, maybe if I go back again and try snowboarding. But you tried snowboarding.
Let me tell you.
Because I've always thought, I'm like, all right, the surfing experience, that'll transfer.
See, that's what I
over.
thought.
It's
I thought,
yeah.
I've surfed. I'm not near as good as you, but, I've surfed, and I have a one wheel, which we don't know what a one wheel.
It's going to be right there.
One wheel. And the people that invented the one wheel invented it because they wanted to still be able to snowboard in the summer.
Because they'll take those things down a ski slope in the summer, right? Am I seeing something different?
Maybe.
Okay.
I know
I feel like I've seen
perhaps. I
something
know
like
they
that.
take bikes and stuff down, but they ride it all over, and I'm pretty decent on the one wheel, so I'm thinking I should be able to snowboard. I can do this. So when we went to Copper Mountain last spring break, skis and snowboard were the same price.
Yeah.
So you just had to tell them which one you wanted. So I got fitted for my snowboard, and the guy asked me what my level was. I said newbie. So did all the things. First day felt like my first day skiing.
Yeah.
It was just fall after fall after fall. And I crashed so bad one time that my wrist up to my elbow and my elbow hurt for about a month and a half. So the next day, I took my snowboard back and said, skis, please. And then I enjoyed the rest of the trip. So
that's cool.
and I can do the double black diamonds now and all that stuff. So, and it's still a little, you got to kind of go, ooh, but.
Yeah, you tried to convince me on day 3 to go down a black diamond when we went. And
I went down a black diamond on day 3.
And there's been a time in life where I've been like, all right, I'll do it. But, man, I took one look down that hill, and it's like, I knew that it would basically be just me falling down the side of the mountain. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Now, I will say a black diamond on the East Coast will be like a blue at best on out west.
I can't. So, yeah. I've done some hiking out west, so I can only imagine. I don't want to be standing on any of those mountains looking down going, okay, I got to go straight down that. That would be insane.
Yeah. So I got an app for my phone while I was out there that tracks, you tell it what ski resort you're at, and then it uses GPS location, and it'll track the run that you're on. And so it will keep track of how long you continuously skied. Mm-hmm. So if you stop, it'll start over. And then how fast you go.
Oh.
So
what do you get up to?
There was a run that I did. The longest run that I did was right about 30 minutes. So if you can imagine 30 minutes of just straight
skiing.
Because
it took me about 30 minutes to get down a couple of those hills.
Well, it took me 30 minutes to get down this hill. And
but I wasn't skiing,
that was no stopping. That was just, we got off the lift, started
skiing
at the top, and then go.
Oh, man.
And just keep going until you get to the bottom. So 30 minutes of just going. Now, it's not just sitting there like this. You're turning, because if you just go like this, you'll be going way too fast.
I was
going to
say you're gonna.
Well, and then some of the runs, you'll come up to this like place and you can't see down below you, so you kind of got to slow down a little bit and ease over, and then I can keep going.
That was my favorite part, the plateaus. I wish there was more of them, because it's just enough to keep going, and those were probably the most enjoyable moments for me. It's like, oh, if skiing is like this, I'm cool. But then all of a sudden, it's like, where's the trail? It's like, it's down. It's like, okay, this isn't as fun.
And then the fastest I got, I think right about 40 miles an hour.
Oh, dude.
Which, on some fiberglass, or whatever that stuff is made of, that's fast. And
that's moving, yeah.
Right, and you just kind of go, you're not trying to turn, not trying to do anything. Because, when you're trying to go fast, like, okay, I'm going to try to go fast here. And your mindset is just stay up, stay up, stay up. It's not like, ooh, let's avoid those. Nope. It's, you figure out, I'm going to go that way because there's nobody there. And you just.
Yeah. No, my mind is like, why is the pizza not slowing me down? I still am going super fast. But no, what other? I mean, any other winter sports that you've ever been into?
No, I mean, skiing, sledding. I mean, like I said, I've ice skated a few times, but
it's just hard. I know, like
down here, winter sports obviously are not super popular because we don't have a lot of winter.
Right, and I know hockey has become more popular in the last few years down here because we have a hockey team, things like that. But like,
I'd say a lot of those fans are transplants. Not all of them by any means. I know plenty of people who are born and raised here that love the Predators. Yeah. But I would say a lot of those are probably from somewhere else.
Could be. It's huge. I mean, I know when I moved to, the first place I moved to out of Tennessee was Michigan. And I moved there in October. And it started snowing in October, which was that's a shock. Number one, to get
what is this?
Not just flurries, it's like it's October. We got a couple months before winter, right? I mean, October 31st, the very first time I moved out of state, and it was like 8-9 inches of snow, and I'm like,
and it probably stayed there till April.
And it stayed like it, and everybody's like, hey, winter's here, and now we can do our front yard ice rink, and I'm like, what? Yeah, we flood the front yard. We put boards up to trap the water, and it freezes, and then you got an ice rink all winter in your front yard, and it's like, this is a different world. But I wasn't.
Does not sound fun.
I wasn't into hockey. Wasn't into ice skating.
Let's play some hockey.
And then I was introduced to ice fishing. Also, not interested.
See, now I figured the fisherman in you would have liked that.
I mean, it's not that it didn't cross my mind. I'm like, oh, we can go fishing even when it's frozen. Like, yeah, let's get in a truck, and let's drive about 2 miles off into a lake, follow our fishing gear, and then we'll cut a hole in the ice. No, why would anybody do that? But I mean, it's huge. I know, and I was at the time I was in we lived near the lake. And Lake St. Clair and Lake Huron there in Michigan. So
didn't you have a Miata?
Lake, I did, because I thought I was going to Miami. That's what my recruiter said.
Wrong, M.I.
But it was, it was a big deal. But like Lake St. Clair there near Detroit, huge for ice fishing, but every year somebody would want to keep doing that. Like in the ice starts to thaw typically March, April, it starts to thin out. Water starts flowing underneath it. You don't really want to be on it. But people would still go. I can get one more weekend. So load up that 70 grand F-150 and all that fishing gear in the back, and then underwater.
Dude, I just wonder what that conversation was like at home.
Oh, man.
Hey, honey.
Yeah, hey, babe. What happened? This?
My truck got a little wet.
No, I didn't catch anything today.
No, the fish won.
But I mean, I was there 3 years, and every year, not only did people died, and it's like no, but yeah, just crazy. So I was never into that. I don't want to go sit on the cold ice to cold fish.
I mean, people build a fire.
They do, and
that
I
just seems backwards to me. I'm gonna build a fire
on the ice
that's keeping me from falling in the water. Explain it to me.
But man, some of those setups are super nice.
Oh, I bet.
They catch huge fish, but it's just like,
they sell RVs called ice houses.
Yeah, I mean, and none of that stuff is cheap. I mean, people are like totally into
fish
it.
house. It's a fish house.
Yeah, it just no, thank you. But I'd like to. I don't know if people if our listeners know of other winter sports that we haven't talked about.
Yeah,
I'd like to know what could we do in the winter. What should we explore?
Oh, you know what I've always wanted to try?
What's that?
I've always wanted to try curling.
Ooh, I would do that, and there might be a place
I think
here
there's
locally.
like a Nashville curling club or something like that.
Yeah, I would probably embarrass myself. I'd probably offend some people, calling it the little sweeper brush and the rock.
I'm sure there's technical terms for all those, but and here's my hesitation because I've thought about
hey Dave,
doing.
I can throw this down the ice further than you.
It's like about how far you get.
Immediately we're kicked out, but I'm taking the broom with me.
Right. Well, can I bounce it off the walls like skee ball?
Right. Is it the same thing as shuffleboard? That's what it reminds me of.
Without a stick?
Yeah. Well, you got a stick. It's a broom.
Right. You're not pushing the...
And I don't even know what that is. Is it a broom? Is it a piece of sandpaper? Because they're roughing up the ice to
slow it down.
To slow it and curve it sometimes, right?
Well, a lot of times the curving, from watching the Olympics, they
put a little English on it.
Put a little English on it, but not too much. Like, I'm thinking, they got to spin this thing. So I'm thinking it's going to be going... No, it's like, it goes...
Yeah, and you got to be. I feel like you got to be patient for that because they don't do it fast.
No,
and I'd be like, I wonder how far I can sling this bad boy.
And every now and then, when they're trying to knock one out, you'll see them just really juice it. But
yeah,
I just feel like if I was to walk up in a curling club, I feel like everybody in that place probably knows everybody else in that place, and I would walk in there and they'd kind of be like, be like one of those movies, like. What are you doing here? Yeah. This is our turn. I kind of feel like that. And it may not be. They may be the greatest people, very inviting and want to teach me and all that kind of stuff. But I just kind of have that like, oh, man, I bet they would give me a hard time.
That is something I would give a shot. Because, number one, probably not going to fall. So I don't have to have any contact with the ice. Really? People fall in that.
I mean, think you're sweeping. You got the little slick shoes and you're sweeping. Yeah. What happens if your broom doesn't grab like you think it would? That broom goes.
Doesn't matter if it makes you hear.
And then your lips are stuck to the ice.
And the next year they all had helmets. It's like
right with a face mask.
But I don't know. I guess snowmobiling. That would be considered a winter sport. Maybe.
Now, if you ever go to Alaska, call it a snow machine.
Okay, that's a thing.
It's the same thing, but it's called a snow machine in Alaska, a snowmobile everywhere else.
You go to Alaska? You mean one of them snow cycles.
Right.
And can I drive it across the lake?
Yeah.
I've seen people do that.
They have snowmobile lanes. Like... in northern states and in Alaska. It's like right next to the road.
Yeah, and I've seen like documentaries and shows where like that's the main form of transportation in some of those
That's how people get around.
So I mean it makes sense. But so a snow machine in Alaska if you want to sound like you're local.
Or at least sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there we go. I mean,
where we at?
I invite you to comment. It's time to wrap up.
All right.
I would invite our audience to comment. What are some other winter sports that we are missing?
Yeah, what are some winter sports that we should try?
And I all sincerity, like winter sports, I understand sledding is not a sport, but it was to us.
Right. And the Winter Olympics are coming up next month, so
I didn't know that.
February.
It's a big deal for you, man. Congratulations. Olympics coming up.
Nah, I love it.
You get to eat wherever you want to in the house, right?
That's right. I'm a grown-up. I can eat where I want to.
Cool. But yeah, let us know. Tell us what we've missed.
Let's do some of this.
We're going to do some questions. I have a question.
All right.
Which is better, winter or summer sports? I have a preference.
You sure that's a question?
That's what I wrote down. Which is better, winter or summer sports?
Okay. Which is better?
I know I have a preference.
Winter or summer?
That is what it said, right? Winter or summer sports? Yeah.
Don't get caught up in your emotions.
Oh, it's telling me to chill out, isn't it? I can have my summer sports.
Don't get
some
caught
of y'all
up
can have your
in
winter
your
sports. All right, that's a very fair.
So maybe that's all about perspective.
All right.
Because you feel
I'm
very
open,
strongly.
and I know we have audience members that are from colder states and countries than what we have here in Middle Tennessee. So I invite you to tell us to try something. And if given the opportunity, I'd be open to that. Even though I may not like it.
Yeah. Besides curling. Don't tell us curling. We're already thinking about
we
that.
know about that. And that's cool because that's indoor and you can do it. And apparently we have a club. No, I think that was a good answer. We've had a good run on the book lately. I like that.
Yep.
Well, welcome to 2026, y'all.
Happy 2026.
We're gonna.
Thanks
keep
for
doing
sticking with
this.
us.
Absolutely, man. It's been good. Don't forget to like us, follow us. We're on
Spotify
now. I'm still adding episodes there. If you need
Nice.
the audio, you need to download anything. Dave is still the master of our YouTube channel. But let us know. Also, if you're going to tell us what winter sports to try, give us some topics to talk about. What do you want to hear these two nimwits talk about? Because
we can talk.
We ain't the experts. I may do a little bit of pre-work, but that's a lie. But, we're open to suggestion. So, and I know we've got a number of topics we want to touch on this year, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun 26. It's cold here. It's maybe snowed by now. We don't know. Maybe we've been sledding, and if we do, we'll do a follow-up episode on that and let you know what injuries we got.
Yes, we will.
Because that's a given. But I think we wrap this up for now, man. Good talk, and lots more stuff to come, but you guys have a wonderful, wonderful have a great night.
Right. See you next time.
Later.